Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusaders of Might and Magic. Here we are in the Dwarven city of Karanta, about to head into the mines to rescue the prince who has been kidnapped by some rebel dwarves. And the reason for that rebellion hasn't actually been revealed to us, at least I don't think so, maybe someone mentioned it in the dialogue. But I don't really remember any of that. But rest assured it will be revealed, or at least hinted at, a bit later in the story. Anyway, let's go. Head into the dungeon. It's quite a unique dungeon. It's the most, I don't want to say well made, but the most work definitely went into the looks of this one. And it's the fanciest, like most detailed dungeon in the entire game. Also has quite a unique music track in it. So just check it out yourselves. I'm gonna cast torch here, but don't worry, I will not be running throughout the entire place with the torchlight on, because I do want you to appreciate the intended looks and everything, and atmosphere lighting and all that stuff. I just want to demonstrate something with it, so there we go, that's the explanation. Always pressing the wrong button here. Let's talk to this guy.
Some of the mines are not safe. Aside from renegade dwarves, there are other foul creatures and dangers that can be attended.
You don't know how true that guy is. Dwarves are the least of my worries in this dungeon. Also check out this texture alignment here. Magnificent.
You don't belong here, do you?
And this guy sounds hella intimidating when you are here in the dark if you do not have your torchlight on. Speaking of, as we pass under this ridiculous looking arc and on this ridiculous looking bridge, we find a spellbook for torchlight, which will take it to level 3 from level 2. And observe how the radius of the light will increase as soon as I pick the book up. There we go. That's what I wanted to demonstrate. It's kind of interesting to me that the spell upgrade goes into effect immediately, even if a spell is already active. So there's that little bit of trivia there. Now I also will be casting heroism like the whole time in this dungeon, because even as I said the dwarves aren't really a problem, they kind of can be. Not now, but they might be in the future, you know. But the other enemies in here, which you already saw before, those are the problem. And against those, the heroism spell will help a lot. But yeah, you can see the architecture here definitely doesn't make sense for mines, unless the dwarves were just trying purposefully to make the mines as fancy as possible, because, you know, this is like their livelihood, their thing. Also notice how these guys have some sort of dynamite sticks attached to the front and the back as well. This might be leftover from the PlayStation 1 version, where some dwarves in the mines definitely do, I don't remember, either they explode or they throw explosive. Either way, that stopped me from being able to progress that game when I first tried playing it, because I couldn't get past that level with all the dwarves and explosives. But yeah, remember that place for the future, because it's where two paths connect, and now I'm gonna turn back and go explore the other path. That other path is really treacherous, but, you know, exploration has to be done. That guy looked surprised to be killed. Well, I wouldn't blame him really. He didn't really even get a chance to turn around. Okay, my first, well, not really first anymore, but for these corridors, because they are full of earth elementals here. And one-on-one, even though they can still get some hits in, because you cannot block those attacks, they aren't quite so bad. When it's bad is when there's multiples of them, like here. I definitely hope I can, well, no, I cannot, I already can see that. Well, maybe I will be able to kill this guy before the other guy figures out how to go walk around. And my heroism ran out. Don't kill me, please. These guys are scary. Alright, this guy was the one that I attacked first, so that was nicely done. Also, I cannot seem to walk over that little thing. Stop doing that, you are annoying. Off with you. Thank you for the potion. I will use it. Okay, this is just kind of pointless loop here. But yeah, this place doesn't really look like a mine at all, for the most part. I guess my theory about the dwarves decorating the mine is the most solid one that you can offer to explain the looks of this place. By the way, what is emitting the light here? We can assume that this is inside the plank here, because the plank is completely black and it casts no shadows, so the light source is inside of the plank, but this is kind of stupid. Okay, these guys are the more dangerous kind of dwarf from the two, actually, since they have way more health and actually bigger weapons and slightly more treacherous attack patterns, because they can recover from your hits very fast and counterattack before you even expect, and that's what this was leading up to. Alright, also you can totally walk up this, but there's nothing up there on the flanks. But yeah, even though they are smaller, they are much more dangerous. Just gonna let you enjoy the music for a while. I noticed that I sometimes talk so much that you can't even hear the music of the game. And I do make a big deal about the music, so yeah. There we go, there's the fast recovery. The potion didn't really want to fall off me. Okay, might have been a bad idea. I don't know if I ran out of my heroism by the time I cast it, so I don't know if it's going to run out right now or later. Stop doing that! You are the worst! Oh my god, these golems, I hate them so much. And by golems I of course mean elementals, whatever. This here is the bane of my childhood existence, because definitely when you have a young imagination, imaginative mind, you definitely are pretty certain that there should something be down there and you should be able to get past somehow, break these planks, maybe open them, maybe fly above, maybe make just a really lucky jump. But there should definitely be something beyond there. But to the best of my knowledge there is nothing, so yeah, that's just one of those teases. Some more heroism. I might need it for this situation because there is a bunch of dwarves here. Well, no, that was much faster and easier. That attack never hits, I think. I never really drop my shield when they do that, just to find out, but judging by the lack of banging on my shield, whoa, I can assume that that attack wouldn't have hit anyway, even if I wasn't blocking. Okay. Good thing they drop a lot of potions, because it gives me an excuse to drink them and still remain in like net positive. Alright, this here is slightly treacherous. Fireball level 2 now, I think. Yes, still kinda useless, but now takes twice as much mana from us. Alright. Let's hope I don't fall down. Alright. By the way, we never have to actually traverse these mines backwards, because as soon as we get to the objective we get teleported back to Karantha. Which is good, because good and cool at the same time. Because I don't know if I would have liked trying to make this jump. Fun fact, my first time through the game I totally went in here before speaking to the guys and getting the quest for the prince, so I went to the entire dungeon and there was nothing in the end. And I did get out of it, I think, and then I got the quest and got into the dungeon again, and it was repopulated completely. Everyone was again alive. That was quite fun, in, you know, air quotes, for the young me. Okay, this here is a place where I want to make some people fall down, just because I can. Yeah, that guy will probably be stuck there for a while, so let's move this guy for now. can move people even without using a shield bash or attacking them. I think I might have demonstrated that when we were moving the ship captain to fall on top of her, you know, back in the ocean. But in here it's apparent because I don't want to waste my health on shield bashing. There we go. And there you go. Now let's pick up whatever potions were in here. And I definitely have space for one more hammer. Alright, gonna sell these ones and make lots of cash. Also the architecture up there. Feels like there should be something in these round things that would emit light. But oh well, maybe it's magic. Showdown on the bridge. Cool. And suddenly, hello there. Yeah, okay, enough of that. This situation is kind of scary because that guy doesn't actually move out of the lava. And if you touch... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good thing I didn't fall because these are too narrow. But lava, if you touch it, you die instantly. And in here you need to balance being close enough to him, to hit him, so that you might pass through. Balance that with not being too far into the room, so that you touch the lava and die. So that is kind of spooky. And these guys for some reason are a bit hesitant to attack sometimes, so when they do attack it's even scarier than normal. Okay, healing. Could have used heroism probably, I don't know why I didn't cast it. Let's cast it. Might have been a bit too late, but whatever. Now these jumps look much simpler than they are because Drake here doesn't jump too far and forward. Ooh, okay. Actually I want to see if this guy will walk on the lava as well. He sure will. Maybe the rebels are feeling invincible because there's no repercussions for them here, no one is attacking them apart from me. Anyway, this guy should be optional. Well, fuck that, he completely just totally walked out. Usually doesn't walk out of the lava pool and you can just climb up and avoid killing him, but this time he apparently decided to actually do that. So this is slightly scary, so I will drink another potion just so he doesn't surprise me with a combo and kill me in one little chain of attacks. Okay, but I want to do my chains of attacks now, because it's my turn, you son of a bitch. Well, unless of course I bounce you into the lava far enough, so whoa, fuck, so that I cannot hit you anymore. There we go. Now this here might look bad, because what? Why can't you jump? But the key is not to... Well, his face is on that. The key is to jump from a standstill, where you jump much higher than if you jump forward. Okay, last room. Oof, shabba-boo-ba-boo. That is actually the last room of the entire dungeon, but I don't like it at all. You can kinda see why. Well, that guy didn't last long. Alright, that was good. That experience was probably lost for me, but I don't complain. Because this encounter has been just made easier. Whatever, fuck it, let's drink another one. And I'm out of heroism. Don't kill me, please! Thank you for being badly coded in terms of your AI, I guess. Or maybe they are deliberately made non-aggressive. Anyway, there we go. There's the pieces of him. There's this elevator here. When I first came in here, and spoiler alert, the prince is in one of those cages, there was of course no one here, nothing, and this elevator here, and I spent like ages trying to make it work and maybe get farther into the mines, but you cannot. You have to approach the cages when the prince is there and complete the quest.
Merciful gods, thank you! I am Dane, Prince of Coranda. My rescue will not go unrewarded.
That's good. Because I got a little favor to ask your highness. I'll tell you on the way up.
I've heard Drake's request for the Horn of Shattering, and I think we should grant it.
We agree, your highness. But as you well know, the scepter of regency is no longer in your possession. And without it, we cannot grant this request.
What?
It's true, Drake. The scepter validates my ascendancy to the throne. Without it, I'm denied true kingship. Ha!
And where is this lovely scepter?
With the ogres in Duskwood. They stole it during the rebellion. Of course, if the scepter were recovered, I would certainly be able to give you the Horn of Shattering.
It's always something. Don't lose that horn. I'll be back.
You know it, Drake. Another fetch quest. Well, let's go. Thank you for the potions again. I will be speeding through Duskwood, so don't worry about having to look at the backtracking. And I will probably actually even speed through Karantha because it's kinda tedious. Also, I just noticed right now that all the 3 chimneys on these houses have different textures. And I think the houses themselves have different textures as well, and that amuses me to no end for no reason at all. Anyway, see you later when I'm somewhere interesting. Oh, yeah, that by the way. That is somewhere interesting, but yeah, speeding up now. And there goes the real-time Antroid. Now it is post-production Antroid commentating over the already edited footage. Anyway, thanks to some magic of editing here, at the loading screen there will actually be a little cut, which you wouldn't notice otherwise, but I made the trip back to the shopkeepers and sold the hammers. Also check out how this guy is holding his club. By the way, you can't get that club as a weapon. I know it's disappointing, but it's one of the weapons that no one ever drops. Anyway, yeah, so I sold my hammers there, so my inventory is free, so don't get confused if you're paying attention and see me picking up dasher weapons here. I just want to make more money. Anyway, we are moving to the ogre. Wow, this is beautiful, by the way. Check out this rendering. I love it. Anyway, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by my own editing. We are moving towards the layer of the ogres that I mentioned before in the previous update, where now there's a bigger ogre, the commander of sorts, and when you kill him, you get those quest items that you need automatically. It's not like it drops them or anything. Don't see any unique models or anything. It's just the bam, they appear up there in the quest item section of the inventory. I don't remember if I pointed it out before, but I definitely will here. And there are a few interesting things to happen. First of all, there is this little plate with some sort of nuts or something. It's interesting because I never noticed it before, the first time I noticed it, but I know this model because it's used later, and well, I mean, there are probably a couple of those things in the Citadel or something. Anyway, this guy here is unique. He drops a spell that I actually don't remember picking up before on hard difficulty this early in the game. I usually got it later, but this is Soul Drink. This is quite cool because it eliminates the need to constantly be drinking health potions, because you can cast Soul Drinks or some living enemies, not undead, and you will drain some of their health. And your mana restores by itself, regenerates, so kind of, if you do not mind just standing there waiting for it to regenerate, you can get a lot of your health back. And also you get a lot of mana potions later in the game, and they restore all mana, always. So it might be cheaper to use them and this spell than the potions. By the way, the guy closest to me with the huge club is the leader, and he is the one that you need to kill. As soon as you kill him, there is a loading, and the rest of the guys actually disappear. Anyway, if you're watching Blade of Darkness, you might remember I mentioned vampirism mechanics working in some game. I was actually thinking of Crusaders here, because if you use this spell on the undead, you will actually give your life to them. And the other types of vampirism work the same way in this game. There will later be a vampiric shield, a vampiric sword, and there's, yeah, if you are fighting the undead, don't use that because you'll be hurting yourself. It's kind of funny because you get the vampiric shield pretty much... Whoop, what was that? There was a text. Let's see. Magic of Editing Go. God Dane's scepter and Dasher necklace. What is that? Actually, I don't know what that is. There's the scepter and the necklace next to it. Also, did I ever mention how items cast shadows on the screen? Check it out. Whoa. Necklace, I think, allows us to understand the Dasher language if they do not attack us immediately, which they usually do, so that's kinda useless for now. But yes, what was I saying? Ah yeah, you find the vampiric shield at the point in the game where after you do that, you don't really fight organic enemies anymore. There are a couple, but it's not useful enough because those organic enemies that you fight, you can't actually block their attacks because they're huge and kind of attack you overhead, and you know, you can't block. By the way, here is going to be quite soon the most evil encounter with the Dashers. Check this out, there's a couple of them, okay, I can take them on, there's 3, alright, there's 5, it looks like there's 6, 1, 7... Okay, now at this point I think I recognize this, because I remember this encounter from before. I could not beat it for the life of me. And now, when I'm actually trying to do that without quick saves, this is much more scary. I want to get back in this tree. Remember I sat in that tree for a second, in the sped up portion just before this. And I'm trying to, but they are hitting me around like a ping pong ball, or whatever ball they choose. And I cannot get in the tree peacefully. But I kinda want to camp here, and maybe drink some more potions, and shoot some stuff, or maybe restore some of my health through soldering here. And I'm using a lot of mana potions, but the point is coming in this video after which enemies start dropping tons of mana potions, and I don't really feel bad about wasting them so much. Also, the canopy of this tree is making it really hard to see if I want to aim down there. And you do have to aim soldering. It has a range, and I think it pretty much only affects enemies that are in your supposed crosshair near the middle of the screen. At this point I decided to abandon the solderings and started throwing fireballs, because I know that they have splash damage and I might kill a couple of these guys and make this actually easier. But I wanted to just enjoy how they're crawling down there waiting for me to get down, like some sort of dog and cat situation, or maybe cat and I don't know what else climbs on trees that cats like to chase. I don't like cats, I'm not an expert on cats. Anyway, gonna drink all my healing potions, and Geronimo, let's try. I see some of them are stuck on the tree there, so I might have a chance here. Of course I didn't have enough magic for heroism, so this is going to take slightly longer than it would have, but there's few enough dashers at this point so that I can take them on. Especially on one side I have this tree, so they cannot walk around there, and it makes it easier. And here they just decided to peace out, chill out completely, just kinda slowly walking up to me and attacking instead of doing what dashers usually do. Or what those dashers are trying to do, you know? Which is usually running. There we go. Situation dealt with. Finally. That was kinda scary. Also, I don't recall if I showed this thing previously when I was through Duskwood, but there's a cart here, a mace, and a bunch of money, like a lot of money for how much is usually in just coin pickups on the ground in this game. Woo! But right now we are just killing all these dashers and going back to Karanta. Nothing really special here. I'm using soldering to restore my health. It's kinda cool that your magic regenerates, so that every once in a while you get the chance to use some of those spells, but when we get the second level of heroism, that's pretty much what we're going to be using all our magic for, I think. Most of the time. Maybe I'll be using like a couple solderings. There's also another offensive spell that is pretty useful, situational, but when it is useful, it is extremely useful. And a couple other things that I will just show you. Well, actually, I don't really want to even try to generalize ahead of time, because there are useful spells. Pretty much, if it is not stone skin, it has some sort of use. But right now we are approaching the whatever palace thing this is. Let's see what they have to say about this all.
Drake, I can't express our gratitude for the recovery of the scepter. You are truly a warrior without equal, a giant among knaves.
Yeah, what about the horn?
The horn has been bound to you, Drake. and only you can use it. Ha! Good luck in your battle against the Legion. We look forward to hearing good news from the front lines.
You and me both, Your Highness.
So the horn is bound to me, but I'm still going to go and give it to Celestia, even though no one else will ever be able to use it. Why don't I just go straight to the Eastern Stronghold and use it? I don't know. Whatever, let's go do some shopping, because the shoppers' inventories have been renewed. First of all, selling all the dasher weapons again, because apparently the dwarves love dasher weapons and value them more than any other. Okay, this guy is full. Shield of Sanctuary, not useful. Let's just abide the tradition and buy the healing potions that he has. And the armor here. Band and Mail of Reason, pretty sure it gives you intelligence, which gives you mana, but Elemental Protection Plate here actually has better slash and bash resistances than whatever we had before. So I was wrong before. It's not the Elemental Plate that makes you like negatively vulnerable to light and dark. And this guy has weapons here. Unique weapons: Hellstar, Winter's Axe, Blade of the Morning Prayer, Calder's Peak, and Drudger or Drudger's Wrathful Hammer, which is the thing that is actually doing the most damage. So goodbye Obsidian Hammer, I will hammer this. You can see 45, cool, and all of that is just from bash. So this is just a great hammer. I don't recall if I actually explained that I got the Obsidian Hammer on screen last time or not. By the way, whatever is that symbol, I feel like it's familiar on that texture above there, under the sky. I feel like it's something familiar. It looks like some sort of animal running, but I can't really put my finger on it. Anyway, yeah, I don't remember if I got the Obsidian Hammer in the last video or outside of it, but it was my replacement for the whatever flame Blade of the Burning Heart, I think it was. That the same guy I think was selling before, and it hits with bash and earth magic, I think, which was better in some than the fiery heart thing blade and whatever damage it was dishing out. But this Obsidian Hammer will carry us through a couple, actually through a couple updates, I can say that. And I don't really need to pick up any weapons here, so whatever I pick up accidentally I will be discarding, because I will get a lot of artifacts on the way to the nearest merchant anyway, so my inventory is probably going to be full anyway. And even if it's not like I really need all that money. By the way, notice the skeletons. There are now skeletons in here, which is cool, as the areas get repopulated as the story progresses, and a lot of times it results in there being more skeletons, because it kind of shows how Necros's army is taking over the entire place. And I thought that was a really cool touch. It was kind of intimidating to me when I was playing this game a couple times. But here is something unique. You see that the Dasher is bigger than the rest. And you might guess, if you remember the last update, well, very well. That was the letters that started coming out of my mouth. Very well. You might guess what he drops. I even said that after he already dropped the book. It is Heroism level 2. Now, if it didn't add speed before, it definitely adds enough speed now to me, so that it is pretty much good to always have it on. And it costs 15 mana. So it almost nearly regenerates by the time the spell actually runs out. You can't tell how much faster I'm running here because it is all sped up anyway, but you'll probably, if you're curious about it, you'll probably be able to tell eventually from non-sped up footage in the future while I will be running. You'll be able to compare if you really want to, for some reason. But now it's just the final stretch. Spoiler alert, I get a little turnaround here because I still don't quite have the entire layout of this place completely memorized, even though it's pretty simple. As I said last time, it's kind of the same in both sub-levels of the Dusk Wood, but I kind of just got turned around here. But since it's all sped up, it's all well. I think here I'm walking like, yeah, I'm probably close to the Catacombs now. Well, some enemies. Also, I'm already, yes, the point of getting a lot of mana potions has been passed. If you're paying attention to... Oh, there's me angrily spinning my mouse around. Okay, if you've been paying attention to the notifications about me picking up stuff, which you probably weren't, but now that I point it out, you know it, so you didn't have to. I've been picking up a lot of mana potions, and I had like around 7 or 5 maybe after the ogres and dashers, and by the end of this update I have like 20 plus, so yeah, it's not going to be a problem anymore. Silence. Dead silence, completely awkward, but there is really nothing to say as we are approaching the Citadel's final giant ogre that dies in 3 hits still because the health wasn't raised, and we are pretty much at the entrance where we will leave off until the next update where we will be going through the catacombs. So for now, thank you very much for watching this update, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I want to say something to hype you up if you have watched this far. There is something that I have found in this game that I didn't know about throughout my entire life. It's quite big, for as big as it can get for this game, but it will be shown in the update after the next one. So get hype, I guess. Yeah, but for now, nothing more in here. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and goodbye.